afternoon, you guys. I've never been more frustrated in my life than coming out of this last doctor's appointment I just had. I went to see my allergist today with the hopes of maybe starting a Dupixent shot to help me with allergies and asthma. And as predicted, I do not qualify for that at this point in time. My doctor seems to waver back and forth with his knowledge on, he's helpful at times, and other times I feel like I'm teaching him things about acid reflux and asthma and things like that he seems to have not heard of before. But today they gave me a breathing test, which I knew I would fail because I had to use my nebulizer treatment twice yesterday. We had humidity at 17%, a barometric pressure change, a storm coming, farmers in the field, pollen count of 11.8 out of a 12. It was the perfect storm of mess for me, and I was in trouble. I can go for months, weeks and months without using any rescue inhaler or any nebulizer treatment and breathe like a normal person, do a pretty good breathing test, and then have a bunch of things happen and everything falls apart. I'm sure some of you dealing with this have the same issues, and it's very frustrating. So they gave me this breathing test. Didn't go well. And then they gave me, what they do is make you breathe 3 times in a tube and have you match the lines on the screen. You breathe in, you breathe out, pretty forceful breath. And then you do 2 rescue puffs of an inhaler. And then 5 minutes later, they have you do it again. Well, apparently I only increased my breathing by 2%, which I thought, that kind of proves my point. I've been studying about respiratory reflex for at least 5 years. And basically the rescue inhalers don't work for me. And if you have true asthma, you would think that would cause a change in your airway and you would do much better on the test. But there's no difference. So I was explaining to the doctor that if you have acid reflux coming up, respiratory reflex, that you have more trouble breathing in, which I have equally bad breathing in and out, and he was kind of unfamiliar with that. And I told him that's pepsin coming up, creating I don't want to be gross with you guys, but kind of a white gunk in your nose, and you can cough it up. And that is respiratory reflex, you guys. Not only is it like clearing asthma stuff, but it's most likely acid reflux driven. And he was unfamiliar with that because I stood there and told him true allergy trouble is clear. It's you're sneezing a lot, it's just clear and thin. And I said, that's not what this is. That's not what my trouble is. I said, why am I doing these tests? Why am I on these inhalers if it's not working? And then, first of all, they took me off the Trilogy, which was working, and then put me on 2 new inhalers. They're called a Neuro and Increase. Come to find out, and he wasn't the one that did that. It was a new doctor that I'm not going to have any longer. Put me on 2 inhalers that have the same thing in them. They were supposed to have, Trilogy has 3 ingredients. And because my insurance wants me to fail on 2 or 3 new inhalers, then they'll give me the Trilogy back. It's stupid. It's all about insurance. And my test today proved that I went downhill going off the Trilogy. But anyway, somebody doubled up and gave me the same kind of inhaler. 2 that are the same. They have different names, but one of the ingredients is identical, and I'm not supposed to be on 2 of those. So that's negligent right there. And we figured that out today. And so then he said, well, I'll put you on a 5-day steroid burst, which is what I need. I'm all congested. And he said, the deal is to go on Dupixent, you have to fail. Well, you have to fail at a couple different inhalers, but you also have to have been on steroids 2 or more times a year. which now I will have the second one for this year. And then you can apply again and show all these failures. You have to show you're going backwards on different inhalers. Obviously, albuterol doesn't do anything for me. And show that you've been on multiple rounds of steroids for them to pay for this. But I say let's get to the root of the problem. You know, some people actually, I know I have allergies and some acid reflux, but to develop all this at age 55 and have it for almost 5 years now, and nothing's really helping me. I'm changing my diet. I've lost 40 pounds. I'm trying to eat clean. When I eat super clean, the symptoms, they really almost go away completely. So that tells me a lot. That tells me a lot of this is respiratory reflux. It has to do with my diet. You see, doctors really don't want to sit down and talk to you with your diet, about your diet. They want to keep you on all these inhalers and medication. My doctor was the one today was talking in circles because I said, then if nothing's helping me, what is your hope for me? And he was kind of baffled. I said, he goes, well, we'll try the Dupixent in a month. We have to prove that you had to try these other medications. And then we'll try you for 2 years and taper off that. We'll taper you off the Dupixent and the steroids and inhalers and allergy shots too. Taper you off those and basically send me on my way. Seriously, if I'm that curable, wouldn't it have already happened? Wouldn't you have figured some of this out? I mean, so here's the other thing I was going to tell you. He said because my lungs had no response to albuterol inhalers, he said that I must have permanent damage where my lungs are not able to basically move at all. My airways don't move at all. There must be so much damage that it's not pliable. I said, then show me. Have you done an x-ray of my lungs? The last doctor that did couldn't see a thing in there. They were all clear. Everything's clear. I mean, show me a picture. Prove to me that I have whatever you're saying. It's so damaged that I can't function. Well, he said I can't. He said there's no way to show you a picture. I said, then how can you prove that all of this isn't driven by diet related, causing massive inflammation in the esophagus, stomach, airway, which is called airway respiratory reflux. In fact, this doctor that I do follow, Dr. Jamie Kaufman, who's an expert on this, said 80% of people, 70 to 80% of people diagnosed with asthma actually have respiratory reflux. It's all driven by their diet and inflammation. And why regular doctors, pulmonary doctors, ENTs don't know this, they just want to keep throwing medication at us. Here, breathe in the tube, take another test. Oh, you're failing. Oh, it doesn't look so good. And sending us on our way without hope is, I am so tired of leaving these appointments and running from ENT doctors, regular doctors who don't help really at all with this kind of thing, gastro doctors who are, here, take these pills and stop the acid reflux. And then it goes on, and you just get tired of it. I don't know if this will relate to anybody else, or, I mean, if you can relate. I'm just tired of it. I want my life back. I'm tired. I'm trying to eat so clean, do everything they say. I can't live in a bubble. I can't move. And I just want to get through my life without having to suffer. But I really don't like people telling me, oh, that's going downhill. You're going downhill with things. Don't know why, but we'll just keep trying other stuff and see you in a few months. I don't know if that's you, but I'm pretty darn tired of it. And sorry, I just had to vent about this. I'm not trying to have people get mad about hearing my problems, but I know I'm not the only one out there dealing with this kind of stuff. And doctors really need to step up to the plate and start being more sympathetic and helping people and not just throwing pills at everybody. And that's my opinion for today. Have a good one, everybody.